main thing that I wanted to talk to you about is this, and this is something that I think I may title this episode more like than different, because me and you, as older as you get, I'm like, we're like the same damn person. So the question that I have for you to kind of kick off this discussion is, we know, how do I want to phrase this without making you seem like you just love fighting? You are always ready to fight, right? And me and you both have dealt with like aggression stuff. Like we are very physical in the sense that at the moment that you piss us off, it's like, all right, let's no more talking. Let's just go ahead and fight. Like, let's just fight. And I think like for me, growing up, the thing that kept me from getting too out of hand with that is that I always had sports. I always had baseball, I always had football, and I got a lot of my aggression out with that. Like my aggression was all built around kind of stuff with my parents and my parents splitting, and that's when it kicked into high gear. But you also have that same spirit in you. And I want to ask you this, like, A, do you recognize that you have that? And then B, just you being honest with me here, why do you think it is that you are so frustrated and aggressive?
Yes, I do think that I have that same aggression because, like, there's a lot of things going on that I don't want to mention in this, but I do think that, to be honest, it's kind of weird, but it's like better than having no dad at all, because like some dads go to the store, I'm going to get some milk, and they never come back. And so I think that's partly where it comes from, because let's be real, parents can get annoying.
Yeah.
Like really annoying. Like it's those days where you just want to be alone, and I think how I release that aggression is sleeping, finding something funny to watch, because there's a lot of funny things that I watch, and art, because art, like you can just scribble.
Yeah, and it gets really it out.
Hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was the second part?
Haven't you answered it? It's having an outlet. We talked about the outlet, and you said that, so it's your art, watching funny stuff. Okay, and so you kind of touched on it. Why do you think that that's the source of your aggression?
To be honest, I don't know. Like that's part of the aggression, and I don't really know the other part. The other part is kind of missing, and I still am trying to figure that out, because I'm always mad. There's like something that I'm not mad at currently right now. I'm not mad at anything, but like something will happen, like yesterday, even though nothing did happen yesterday, that like made me really, really mad. But like things that make me really, really mad just like stick with me, and I don't know why that happens or like why it sticks with me. It's just kind of like implanted in the back of my brain. So I don't really know where half of the other half comes from, if it comes from me being mad from the other day, or if it's just, I don't know. But my therapist told me that kids at my age are still trying to figure out how to find themselves, but I have to take it very slowly, because if I rush it, then I won't really find out who I really am, and that's what I'm trying to do. So, yeah. Okay,
that's fair enough. When you say like find yourself, because like I say, like you even said it before. Like sometimes I'm the only one you feel like you can talk to, and that understands you sometimes, right? So when you say stuff like that, and you are still trying to find yourself, do you think that sometimes you try to identify yourself through like me? Like, and by that I mean, like, do you see something that you do and you're like, oh, and you look at it as, oh, well, I do this because my dad does this, or I'm like this because dad's like this, or I get frustrated because I see dad get frustrated. Like, is some of that my fault? And you can be honest. This isn't.
To be honest, no, but I feel like that's how most kids get most of their aggression. Bullies. I don't know why it's so funny to me, but like bullies, they usually get their aggression from their parents. But like I usually don't get that aggression. I'm like, why is this happening? it's literally something oh so simple.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they like getting at it? Why are they getting at it like that? And it's just like, you never really know why parents argue about the smallest things. Like, it could literally be the smallest thing, and they'd be like, no. It's just kind of like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know I keep on saying that, but it's why. There's no reason to it. There's no point in it. But like I said, no, I don't think I get that aggression from you. Yeah.
Okay. What is it like? And I take it very seriously when you say that I'm the only one you feel like you can talk to sometimes. What is it about my approach? Because I think like people hearing this, especially like other people with kids who don't really are trying to like bridge that gap of understanding where their kids come from. What is it that I'm able to do to make you feel like, A, I'm hearing you out, and that I also understand how you're feeling?
Well, I think it's mainly because when Mama gets mad at me, I get super mad. Like, I don't know why, but I just get super mad. But I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say. But like, I think it's the fact that that I forgot the question. What was it?
I said, what is it like?
Oh yes.
Yeah, you remember? Go ahead.
I think what I find in you is that you are the most relatable, and like, if I were to come to Mom with something, and she'd be like, well, you do this, and you do that, like, she'll be fussing about it, and I'm like, why are you fussing about it? It's my problem. But like, she doesn't do that all the time. She's getting better at it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I can't really talk to her that much like I can to you. And my therapist said it's probably because we're so close and we're so alike.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the way that we act toward each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that if she can work with me to try and fix that, I think we'd have a better relationship, and I could probably talk to her. But like, when she gets mad and I'm trying to and I want to talk to her, she will stay mad. So I have to come to you because I have nobody else.
And I can tell that bothers you, like, just talking about it. And I think that the key thing is that me and your mother, we're not perfect. Like, I would never, like, at all. And I think you have a good perspective on that. But to keep in mind that we're still, like, people think like you become a parent and it's all just that easy, and it's not. It's easier with me and you because we are so much alike. So like we still communicate differently. And you're more verbal than I am because I'm super quiet all the time. But I think that we're kindred spirits in that sense, so we kind of understand each other. So like, even without you telling me most times how you feel, I can see it, but I also know that you need a second to process it, because if I try to address it, then you'll just be frustrated. And I think me and your mom have different approaches on that, because you guys feed off each other's energy differently. So like, when you're frustrated, let's even say you're not frustrated with something to start with her, and then she tries to talk to you, but you're frustrated, so you know you can't talk to anyone at the time because you're frustrated. And then she takes that frustration as you being frustrated as her, and then she gets frustrated, and then you get frustrated off her being frustrated, and it's just like this thing that builds off each other. And it's just communication. Like, effective communication is hard. Let me not say it's always hard, because me and you communicate effectively easily, but for people who have different communication techniques, sometimes finding that middle ground is harder. And you guys are working on it, so it'll be better. Like, so this is the thing that I can tell you. Me and Nona are very much like you and your mom. Like, when growing up, we could not talk to each other at all. That's like, but now I know I could talk to her. Like, she may get on my nerves and I may get on hers, but I know how we've learned how to talk to each other and get past that. So it'll come with time.
Okay.
And so, like, with you and I sometimes I feel like you're afraid to be vulnerable. And is that because of, I don't know, like, why is it that sometimes like you're afraid to just say you're sad and it just comes out in anger. Because I used to do that too, but mine was different. I just didn't know how to communicate it. And even like us talking here, like you're 11 years old and you're talking better than some people I've interviewed that are 30. So like, so you have the communication skills. So why is it that sometimes you just...
I don't know. I think it's just because I try to be stronger and I try to hide my emotions, which really isn't a good thing.
Yeah.
And I know I'm trying to work on that, but who knows? I'm me. So, yeah, I'm trying to work on that, but it's just like, I've always found that like people think women are weak, which is absolutely wrong, period. And so I'm trying to like express myself, but not like too much, where I get into too much detail, but to the wrong person. Because I have trust issues. I can't trust nobody. Like I said, trust no one, trust nothing. So yeah, it's just with trying to be stronger, which sometimes being stronger means being sad, which makes sense sometimes, but I can never really tell myself that when I'm mad. So I think that's really where it comes from, of trying to be strong. And yeah.
So let me pick my words wisely here. Do you do realize though that sometimes in being able to admit that you're having a weak moment sometimes shows more strength? Because that's not good for, like, everyone can't do that. I still struggle with that. Like being vulnerable and being weak. Not weak, 'cause vulnerable and weak are two different things, but like having that moment of just saying, hey, look, I'm not good right now, is strength. And I think like don't let that make you feel like you're less than, or like you're not, or doing something bad, or you're a weak person, especially because at this point, like anyone who doubts you because you're a woman and your gender is just an idiot. So like if anyone makes you feel like your opinion isn't heard because you're a woman, then they're just not worth your time anyway, to be honest with you. That's don't ever let anyone make you feel that way. And the thing that I always say to you is like, you're the most responsible. Your brother's 14 and next week, and you're more responsible than he is. You're better. If you and Xavier were both left in Walking Dead, and it was just you two finding out a way to survive, you would have to get your brother's physically strong and he's smart. I don't want to make it seem like anything like that, but he's just not responsible. He's a boy like that. He's just not. So I think that even like with your math, and you said that earlier, like, I guess that's the perfect way to bring this all together, is that your math teacher says you are the best student that she has, but for some reason you just doubt yourself so much with math. And I think that applies to that too, is like, don't doubt, like you're more than equipped. You have all the skills. And so even if you're having a moment of weakness, even if you're having a moment of self-doubt, or if you're having a moment of second guessing yourself, don't make that think that you're less than anybody because of that, because you're not. We all go through that. I go through that. I may seem like I have it all together, but I don't. I'm batshit ass crazy up here. I just know how to contain it a little bit better now. So
yeah, I kind of curse people out of my head.
Sometimes, and that's what you have to do. You have to. The thing is that nobody can damn you or make you be wrong for anything that you think in your head. It's all about if you put it out there or not. So if you need to cuss people the hell out in your head so that you don't do it in real life, then that's what you just have to do. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Even if you have to take a second, I think too, like for me, sometimes for a while there, it took me a while to be okay with saying, all right, I need a minute to step away so I can try to figure out what's going on, or to figure out how I feel about it. And you deserve that too. So like, if there's ever a time where you're just like, all right, I don't quite know how I feel, so what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to not say anything and back away for a minute. That doesn't mean you're weak. That makes you better, because there's so many people who will try to talk through that and go off on people or make somebody else feel like it's them, all because they don't want to take that time out to just deal with their own thoughts. So.
Inspirational words.
You're so silly. All right, so I know we got a little deep there. I want to end it on something fun and something to kind of uplift you. And the thing is, and like something I've alluded to it the whole time here, is that you're at early age, you've already unlocked like your creativeness, right? With your drawings, with everything. And I think that it's on kind of me and your mom that we haven't cultivated that enough, if that makes sense. Like we've kind of let you draw and we've let you do you were playing flute, right? No, violin. Oh my God, why did I go to flute? You were doing violin. And we kind of just let you do your own thing with it. And I think like because we do know you like being off in your room sometimes, that like for me, I don't go upstairs. I don't try to draw with you. I don't ask you what you're drawing, or like what we're doing here now. Like you starting the YouTube channel, like that's all stuff I'm trying to do now because I realize I spend a lot of time letting you figure out your creativeness alone and not really participating in it. So that's what I'm trying to do more now. So I want to tell you, like, you're amazing, Amaya. And I'm not honestly just not like, if you weren't my daughter and I knew you, I would want my daughter to be just like you. And so, like, I get it. We all have attitude problems at times when you have to work things through that. But I don't, like you said at times, like, you don't think, we want you here, or you rather go live with your aunt and stuff like that. And stuff like that hurts me because I don't think if I didn't have you here, I would be crazy. And I don't think you understand that, like, so much of us, we look at what as parents we give to our kids, and we should be providing for you and everything. And I hope that we do that. But like, you not like that time where you went and lived in St. Louis briefly, you remember that? And then you came back to stay with me. Like, you coming back, like you're my kindred spirit. Like I cannot live life without you. And so, like, to hear and see you go through stuff and feel like sometimes you aren't supported and stuff, it bothers me. And I just want to tell you, like, you're everything to me. Like, I love you so much. You have no idea how much, like, I often think, I wonder what Maya would think about this. I wonder what Maya would do with this. And I struggle with knowing how much space to give you because you're turning into a teenager, and how much daddy's little girl I still have left in you sometimes. So it's a difficult time for me to kind of just know how to parent you sometimes. But you're you're smart as a whip. Like, you're one of the smartest kids that I've ever seen in my life. You're responsible. You want, like, the thing that's special about you too is that you want to take on more responsibility. Like, you want to cook for the family. Like, do you know how many kids your age are probably saying, hey, can I cook dinner once a week? I'm pretty sure you're probably your only one in your group of friends who wants to do stuff like that.
Yeah, they all get everything at the tip of their...
Yeah. And I know that, as a kid, you always want something. So that, like, you always want something. But the thing that you do that's special is that you're willing to work for. Like, hell, you keep track of your money that you're owed over there. So, like, it gets easier. And I know you're going through a rough period and a rough transition and everything, but don't think that means that me and your mother love you any less because we love the hell out of you. It's just, we're, like I said earlier, we're still learning, and it's a constant thing. And it's not like, if we have to learn how to love and support 4 different children, and everyone's different. And I think sometimes we may fall in this one size fits all, and it just doesn't. And as you guys get older, and it did for a while, like when you guys, because you guys are all 2 years apart. So when you were younger, it's easier because, like, you're young. You don't have a lot of, like, every kid has the basic same thing. They want toys, they want to play, they want to do X, Y, Z. And as you guys get older, and that gap between you guys is getting bigger and bigger between what your likes and dislikes are, we're having to adjust to that also. But we love the hell out of you. It's just, on top of the stress of working, your mom going to law school, me doing my business and podcasting and working, like, it's a lot. But don't think because we get busy sometimes that means that we don't love you as much as what we do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, we just recorded for like an hour. Is there anything? It's almost 50 minutes. Is there anything else that you want to say based off anything that I said? Any thoughts that you have before we leave? I want to make sure we don't leave anything on the table.
Yes. I want to say that, like, I love when people ask me their opinion. Like, that makes my day. I feel flattered.
Mm-hmm.
Just knowing that somebody wants my opinion on something,
mm-hmm.
like, makes me feel good. And like, you guys trying to find out, like, how to come to people. Like, Lana, she's difficult. Like, we all know that she's a handful, just like Alan. But, like, what I would try to do is, like, try to find, because I did this with Alan, is, like, try and find, like, what he will respond to. Because, like, when Alan was screaming and stuff, like, we were at the table back there, and I was eating, and Alan was like, ah! Ah! I told him in a very calm and low voice to stop screaming because mommy is working. And that actually worked. So something, or how to approach to Alan, is to just be nice to him, because, like, people yelling at him and stuff won't solve anything. And for Lana, you gotta have to, like, come to her with, like, games. Like, she'll respond to you, but, like, you have to, like, come to an approach with her with games, because she loves games, just like Zay. And so that's how I kind of approach with Lana. Like, I try to play games with her and stuff. And for Zay, like, I want to get something for him for his birthday, but, like, there's nothing I can really afford right now, because I'm trying to get stuff for me. But yeah, I'm just gonna try and get him something that is, like, small, but I know he'll like. Because I know he likes games and Fortnite and stuff. Actually, you know what? I think I know a good gift for him. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you're right. As I mean, everybody's needs a different approach. Alan is just, it's so hard to discipline Alan because he takes everything so offensive. Lana too. But yeah, I mean, you're right, and that's great observations that you've made, and the fact that you've taken time out to think about how each of your siblings respond to different stuff. Yeah, I appreciate that advice. Now, can I please drink alcohol more often?
No.
Why not?
Because sooner or later will come an addiction, and, like, even though school talks about this a lot, I take consideration. Like, I need to make sure people don't go stir crazy. People like that get on my nerve. Yeah. Like, it's not good for you. It's not healthy for your liver, as Lana says. It's not.
Your liberty. Remember when she used to say that?
It's not good for your liberty.
No, I'm just playing. My drinking's I've gotten better. I've been better this year with drinking. Have I not?
I'll check the fridge.
That 6-pack lasted me a week. Okay, we're just gonna drop that. I would tell them, this is usually where I would tell my guests to, like, give their social media, but you're not allowed to really have any social media. You got TikTok, right?
I ain't giving that out.
You don't want them to follow you on TikTok?
No.
Okay, well,
they can go on TikTok. There's a lot of memes on there.
I don't have TikTok. I've never even logged in. I don't know what TikTok looks like besides, like, the videos that people post, but, like, the actual interface, I have no idea what it looks like.
There's some odd videos. There's, like, Roblox videos, and then there's, like, memes. I'll show you some later. There's, like, this "it is what it is" kind of thing. And I was thinking that we said "it is what it is," and it kept on popping into my head, and I really didn't want to laugh.
That's funny.
So I just held it in.
All right. Well, this has been a conversation with my daughter, Maya. I love you, baby.
How you do?
All right. You guys can follow the podcast at Awaken Soul Pod or at The Awaken Soul Pod. You can follow me at CEO Hayes, at CEO Haize. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, theawakensoulpod@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave us a voicemail, you can do so at 614-547-2039. We are the #1 podcast around, and we're out. Peace.
Bye.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.